the money from fiat money. How much did you make 10 years ago? What were the prices of the things that you bought 10 years ago? Deflation and balance, state the Federal Reserve. Kill the bank, take the central bank. Audit the Federal Reserve.
Audit the Fed. Senator Burris. Audit the Fed. Senator Durbin. Audit the Fed.
You notice that we're not standing in Federal Plaza, where we originally planned to have this. And I just want to mention that I don't think it's an accident that there's so much red tape from the bureaucracy at Federal Plaza that we couldn't even get a permit for speaking there, that we had to go through these hoops. And I think that, they want us to go away.
Our federal debt is $11 trillion.
Tell us the truth.
If you include the promises that we have made for Social Security and Medicare, the debt is really $72 trillion.
Tell us the truth.
Under the Bush administration, the debt did not go up by only $2 trillion. It actually went up by more than $30 trillion.
Tell us the truth.
Governmental officials will tell you that we ran a surplus in 1998 of $69 billion.
Tell us the truth.
If the Treasury did their books the way they require corporations to do, we were actually running a $500 billion to $2 trillion deficit. Last year, they will tell you our deficit was $455 billion.
Tell us the truth.
The debt was really $5 trillion. In 1 year, they added $5 trillion to our national debt.
Tell us the truth.
The governor and legislators in Springfield, after tumultuous budget processes, continually come out and say, hey, we have balanced the budget.
Tell us the truth.
25 years of, quote, balanced budgets have resulted in a cumulative deficit of more than $82 billion.
Tell us the truth.
The Cook County Board will tell you that they have balanced their budget. But again, they have accumulated a deficit of more than $2.7 billion, even though they claim they've balanced the budget.
Tell us the truth.
Unfortunately, I cannot tell you the truth about the Federal Reserve because we do not know the truth. Their books are not transparent. Their books are not audited.
Audit the Fed!
Audit the Fed!
Every bank except for the most powerful bank in the world is audited every year. Why shouldn't the Fed have the same requirement? There is no reason unless there is something to hide at the Fed. All we want is the truth.
Tell us the truth! Audit the Fed! Audit the Fed! Audit the Fed! Senator Burris! Audit the Fed! Senator Durbin! Audit the Fed! Senator Burris! Audit the Fed! Senator Durbin! Audit the Fed! If you look at the last century of Federal Reserve monetary manipulation, you will see that just by coincidence, it corresponds to a century of the greatest growth in the size and scope of the federal government ever. It has also been accompanied by a 96% devaluation in the dollar. What happens when the part of the government that we can see spends irresponsibly is the part of government we cannot see covers up the mess. The Federal Reserve has become the enablers of our addiction to government, and we cannot cure that addiction without acknowledging the problem. It has to go! Quigley has to go! Mike Quigley won't bring transparency to America. We're going to bring transparency to the 5th Congressional District.
There are money clauses in the Constitution. Specifically, it tells the federal government that you have the right to coin money and regulate the value thereof. clearly, history tells us coin money means gold and silver coin. Federal Reserve notes are unconstitutional. I cannot be prouder today to stand here shoulder to shoulder with my fellow Americans in defiance of tyranny. Yeah!
Driven monetary system managed by the authoritarian, non-transparent Federal Reserve and the greedy bankers who profit off of this nation's ruin. Instead of growing our economy through the development of hard industry, innovative technologies, and creative endeavor, we have continued a policy of creating artificial booms with lavish liquidity handouts to banks and other financial institutions whose seemingly unlimited greed and insidious contempt for the American worker has propelled us onto uncharted terrain. H.R. 1207 will be the first step. By opening a window to the Federal Reserve and lifting restrictions on the Government Accountability Office ability to audit this traditionally secretive organ of private bankers. Let us be clear, this is a first, very necessary step towards more comprehensive monetary reform, towards one day reversing what has been nearly a century of reckless monetary policy, downward pressures on the dollar, and near certainty that the federal government has acted in the interest of Wall Street and not the taxpayer.
Audit the Fed!